summer 2023, although there are risks of a second 50 basis point hike before policy rates reach neutral, Deutsche Bank said. In terms of today's decision, Deutsche Bank expect the ECB to and in 2024, thus satisfying the lift-off criteria. When it comes to new guidance, Deutsche Bank's view is that the three conditions for policy rate lift-off are likely to be replaced by new guidance on the speed and extent of the hiking cycle. And finally, on teltros, they expect the end of the teltro discount to be confirmed and the ECB to pledge a smooth transmission of monetary tightening through the banking system. Turning to the FX space, in terms of euro US dollar, hedge funds remain net short the euro, although they have been trimming exposure since the 104 handle was breached and haven't equally re added on the latest rebound. Rural money names have been largely sidelined this month, and interbank desks are said to be holding small longs into the decision and looking to buy topside breaks.
Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Can you guys hear me? Please say yes on the chat if you can hear me. I would appreciate that. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? I think you can. How is everybody doing today? Hope everybody's is having a great day. We're going to go through today's ECB rate decision live. Awesome. All right, so let me just manage something that I have on my other screen. Just a second, please. All right, let's see. Yeah, we'll do this. All right, so how are you? Good morning. Welcome to today's show. India in the house. How are you, mate? Very, very happy that you're here. Very, very happy that you're here. Awesome, wavy. So today's ECB decision is expected to come. You know, let's have a look at the calendar actually. So the ECB is expected to maintain its rate at current levels. But what I want to, good morning, Wavy. But what I want to really, really look at is the monetary policy minutes, right? So we have the main refinancing rate that is expected to maintain at 0%, but the monetary policy statement is the one that I want to have a look at. That's why I have my SWAC on. That's why I have my SWAC on. So when the news hits the wires, we're going to listen to the SWAC, right? No trades before the ECB meeting, the ECB rate decision. Today, the only trade that I had today was a Euro GBP long. This was my position, right? I got triggered at the break of yesterday's highs, and
I just want to highlight a note from IFI.
yeah, and I closed that trade at a half% loss just before the ECB because I was trading the euro, right? Uh, a small loss there. I also have a couple of interesting ideas for the S&P 500, which we are going to look at after the rate decision, right? Actually, I think we have 5 minutes, so let's have a quick look at this. So what I like about the S&P 500, I am still long the S&P 500, and we are still long with the swing trade VIP group, right? Our entry was at the 4075 level, 4075 level. So around at the break of these highs or so, right? What I like about the S&P 500 price action is this flaggy price action after that massive move. Well, not massive, right? But big buyers jumping in at the lows, and right now we are just flagging. This to me remains very bullish. I'm still holding my buys on the S&P 500. But right now, my stop losses are at break even, right? Uh, Let me show you. I had my stop losses when I took the trade below these lows, right? Because this is a swing trade. So I have to give my trade room to move. Um, because I don't want to get stopped out on a very tight stop loss and then just watch price rally, right? So when it comes to swing trading, position sizes are smaller because stop losses are wider. So I don't have targets. I don't have targets for these longs on the S&P 500, uh, possibly around the 4600 level. I will take some profits, but it's still to be seen, right? And also because of how this level. Let me show you in the 4 hour chart, right? This is the 4 hour chart. Also, because of how these lows are holding, let's just delete everything here. Just because how these lows, which are the previous broken highs, are holding, I move my stop losses below these lows. And my entries around, uh, well, it's at the 45.75 level, so basically I'm breaking even on the S&P 500 should price break with the lows, right? Pretty happy with that position. And well, if price breaks with the lows, right, I will look for my next buy on the S&P 500. But this, my friends, looks extremely flaggy. So we are 2 minutes away from the ECB um, data dump. So let's wait and see what happens. Let's put on the Euro US dollar uh, on the screen on the 10-minute chart so we can see actually what's going on and how price action reacts to the news. Right. Big buyers buying volume jumping in here. But I wouldn't ever front run a rate decision or any
1 minute.
high impact event. That's just gambling because you don't know what's going to happen. So let's have a look and let's listen to the squawk. 1 minute, 30 pips, 30 pip move to the upside. 30 seconds. Uh, Actually,
10 seconds.
10 seconds, guys. Mm, what's up?
Unchanged, unchanged. All three key areas
Unchanged.
kept unchanged.
That's right. Big drop on the
ECB
Euro
saying high
USD.
inflation is a major challenge.
Super volatile.
ECB believes high inflation returns to its
Let's move
2%
to a
target
2 minute
over the
chart.
medium term.
Yeah, this is bearish for the euro. Everything that they're saying is bearish for the euro. Yep. We're going to have new lows, new daily lows on the euro. Wow. That liquidity grab. I mean, that liquidity grab. And I mean, if you're serious about trading port, having a swag for this kind of news is extremely important in the sense that, you
Also
know,
saw the ECB saying they intend to hike rates by 25 basis points in June.
oh, so a little bit mixed because what did he say? hmm We are in June, so they're expecting or they're going to start hiking rates soon. I couldn't listen. If you guys could listen,
Growth at 2.8%, downgrading from 3.7%.
all right. So that's the ECB. Let's have a look at what we can do
So we
here.
see the ECB raising inflation
Oh boy.
basis point rate hike in July.
July. All right. So we're
So
expecting a
EPP,
rate
they're saying
hike on the
EPP
next
reassessments to
ECB
run
meeting.
for extended period of
All
time
right.
past liftoff.
Equities are reacting to this news quite wildly, actually. Let me show you the S&P 500 on yeah. It's still very flagging on the. I actually, to be completely honest, took a buy here at the break of the highs on the S&P 500 earlier, with stop losses below the flag. I'm still holding that position um, throughout, uh, throughout this volatile environment. Only risk about 0.5% of that position. Um, yeah, Um, it was quite technical, right? A break of the daily highs. Um, and the reason that I risk only 0.5% on this trade is because we had ECB. So, any questions, guys? If you have any questions or any thoughts on what we could do, I'm all ears. All right, let's have a look at the euro again. Wow, super extremely volatile. All right, okay. So let's have a look at European equities crashing. The US 100. Level is still holding on US equities. Yeah, but hold on. Let me just manage this. So, any questions, guys? Any thoughts on the markets, what we should be looking at, etc.? Yeah, I also lost 10 points on the Euro GBP. Yeah, me too. Me too. In a retrospective or in hindsight, maybe, let me show you the actual setup on that Euro GBP, right? So the setup on that Euro GBP, have a look at this, for God's sake. Yeah, that's why you don't front run big impact events. So let me show the hourly first. My thoughts on the Euro GBP were very clean, right? Um, I was following this big move, right? This big trend on price action, right? And the daily range was extremely tight on the Euro GBP. Let me show you on the 15-minute chart. So the daily range was really tight, right? The daily lows were at this level. So what I did, or my trade, yeah, was a bullish continuation after this pullback, right? It's very, very clear where you know the optimal trade is, and in this market, it was to the upside. So my entry was at the break of yesterday's highs, and I got triggered. Um, I got triggered with my stop losses below the daily lows, of course, and that what I think about it, it was the tight range that the Euro GBP was trading. That gave me a good risk to reward on a long or a continuation of this rally from the lows. And in hindsight, because it was ECB day, maybe I should have stayed away of this market, but it was 4 hours before ECB. I think it was before the long open that I you know, placed that buy stop, so I had enough time for a Momo breakout. In this case, it didn't happen, sadly. Okay, let's have a look at the pound yen. Someone asked about it. All right, so yeah, I've been looking for buys on the pound yen for a while, right? I was long on the US dollar Japanese yen from I made about uh, 550 pips because I got long here and closed my trade all the way yesterday. At around the 134.30 level or so. Right, so the pound yen, I've been looking for buys, but let's delete all the drawings and let's start fresh. Hold on just a second, guys. I need to manage a trade that I have open here. Yeah, and this one here. All right, so the pound yen, I've been looking for buys, but I haven't found. So are you guys in the pound yen? Sorry, the US dollar Japanese yen again. Same story on the USD Japanese yen. Really closed my trade on the USD Japanese yen. So I'm looking for new buys in this market. More so because if I show you why I closed this trade was because we have to go all the way to the monthly chart because we were hitting February 2022 high, 2002 highs. So these are, 20-year highs, and basically it's a massive level. So, after making 550 or 600 pips in a big rally, um, I was definitely not comfortable with holding that trade and facing a deep pullback. So I closed it, right? The pound yen, similar scenario, but hold on, let me just delete this. So what I think about the pound yen is that it really has room to rally still, right? Hi there. Please, could you guys check your support email? Well, the support team will get back to you. Uh, yeah, the support team will get back to you when they get to. I mean, we have a ton of people that subscribe to our services, and they have to go one person at a time. But don't worry, they will get back to you. So the pound yen, what I think about the pound yen is that it still has room to the upside, right? Um, but I haven't found an entry at all. I haven't found an entry. So let's have a look at the higher time frames, the 4 hour chart or so. This is the 4 hour chart on the pound yen. Of course, after hitting April highs right here, after hitting April highs, we are seeing that pullback. The level that I really would like this market to hit is May highs, or this yellow dotted line. right? So uh, it's given the strength of this rally, I don't know if we are going to see a from current prices, right, a 2.3% pullback on the yen because I mean this rally is basically driven by uh, this move on the Japanese yen, right? A big bear market on the Japanese yen. That is it. And my US dollar Japanese yen, though was in fact a short on the Japanese yen. But how lower can the Japanese yen go, right? If we have a look at March highs to the lows of the move, we are seeing a 18.3% move to the downside. That is massive. That is massive. So hold on just a second, please. Just a second. All right. Cool. So that's an 18.3% move to the downside. So how lower can the yen really go? I don't know. But that's the other reason that I took profits on those on those Japanese yen shorts or US dollar Japanese yen long. Now the pound yen, and if you notice, guys, hold on just a second here. Mm, just a second here. Just a second, guys, please. Um, just a second. So and if you notice this move this down move on the Japanese yen, uh, we haven't seen really a deep pullback when it dips, right? Trading it when it was on this flag, there were some good, long opportunities, but the real, trade is to the downside on the Japanese yen. So again, if you notice this yellow line that I'm pointing out right now, right here, this yellow line is April, this year's April lows. So, um, if you remember, I told you that this would be a massive buy zone on the pound yen. And if you look at the Japanese yen, it's pretty similar, right? We would need a relief rally towards this level in order for the pound versus the yen to dip towards this level. And I don't know if we are going to get it, guys. So, those are my thoughts on the pound yen. But of course, that we are going to have day trade opportunities in this market. So, yeah. Uh, on the day trading side, again, I haven't had any luck finding, trades on the pound yen. Now, the one that I missed, that yield an amazing 1 to 7, I think, was this the break. The no, it wasn't 1 to 4 R. The break of this daily highs with a very tight range during the Asian session. That's the one that I missed, guys. But again, you can't catch every single one of those, or every single one of the trades or setups that you know you can find. So let's have a look at the US equities. They dipped. Right. So I'm still holding this position. My stop losses are um, around this level. Right. I'm still holding this position. And the reason that I'm still holding is because these previous broken highs are holding. So basically, let me show you the 3-minute chart or so. Basically, my stop losses are just about 10 ticks below these lows. So I'm still in. I'm still in. Right now, there's no setup, to trade the S&P 500. But let's have a look at the Dow. Same story, same levels. I mean, the previous broken high still holding here on the Dow too. And on the Nasdaq, same story. Previous broken highs still holding. So, this could be really just a reaction to the ECB rate decision. Um, and yeah, this could be just a reaction to the ECB rate decision. But well, we are also on pre-market um, in the New York session. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, I mean it's 8 a.m. in New York, so this is pre-market volume. Um, uh, Quite volatile, in fact, but let's wait and see. Right now, let's have a look at gold and yeah, the hourly. Now, gold has been really, really, tricky to trade, in the sense that uh, on the long term, right, or gold is trading in this, very choppy, um, no trade zone for me. So if we have a look at the higher time frames in this market, where could we find a trade? Right, so now if we look at this is the 4-hour chart, and this is what I like about having on my charts the monthly highs, daily highs, weekly highs, etc., weekly highs and lows. If you notice, these yellow lines are the previous month's highs and previous month's lows. So if you look at this, right, gold for the past 3 months has been making new monthly lower monthly highs and lower monthly lows. So just by looking at this, the side of the market that I would want to be is to the downside. Now, I haven't found an entry um, uh, short in gold, um, just because again these are the daily highs and lows, and right now it's all over the place. Now the level that I want gold to break in order for me to start looking for those shorts is this low right here, June 1st lows. So basically, I need to wait in order to really find an optimal or a short with an edge in this market. I would want to see gold break this level and retest this level, right? And the reason is because if you notice about this level, if we trade the break of yesterday's lows, we have these two levels right here that are going to be thick, right? And when it comes to previous day's lows or previous weekly lows, in this case, you don't know if sellers are going to be, um, you know, heavy enough to sweep all the buy orders that are in place here. So what we really need is a clean break of, in this case, the short-term bull bear frontier, let's call it, where we can find, a clean passage to the downside. So those are my thoughts in gold. Uh, you know, where I would be trading with an edge. Yeah, I just told Belia I just went through gold right now. So, those are my thoughts in gold. Let's have a look at what the euro did. Yeah. So, big rally on the euro. Let's have a look at the very low time frames, the 5-minute chart, just to see what happened. I mean, just have a look. I mean, this volatility is really, really untradeable, right? Um, you have to be crazy to trade, to try to take a trade during this volatile news releases. Let's have a look at what we have here. Largest September hike possible. if ECB denied to take further steps in normalizing its monetary policy. We have the statement here. UK interest rate futures price in Bank of England rates at 2% by September 2022 meeting and 3% by May 2023. So the market is expecting the Bank of England to start really hiking rates this year. And that's about it about the ECB rate decision. Um, yeah. Any questions, guys? Are you looking at our market that we should be looking at? So look at the pound. Let's have a look at the dollar. So again, very volatile U.S. dollar during the ECB rate decision, of course, because I would expect with the euro. And same thing with equities. Very possibly will get stopped out of those longs if that sellout continues, which is fine, which is absolutely and utterly fine, guys. Right? Um, that's why I only risk 0.5%, actually 0.42%, 47%, sorry. So, pretty. Uh, Thank you, Shamas. Thank you. Jordanero, the ECB meeting already happened. They they decided to not change or not hike rates this month. Yeah. I'm going to let's see if I have a link. Yeah, maybe. Right. So I'm gonna link you the actual reports. Maybe you want to have a look at it. That's the that's a link. So Eurocat had this morning. Go ahead, just have a look at this. This morning I had a buy setup on the Eurocat, or it was a sell setup. I don't remember. I have to look at my other charts, but I decided against it because when it comes to trading, guys, yeah, I had two setups, right? They were both breakout setups. Yeah, I remember one on the EuroCAD and one on the Euro GBP. I decided to go with the Euro GBP because it yielded the best risk to reward ratio. And this is just a piece of advice when it comes to trading. Don't take every single setup that you see, because in this case, if I had taken the EuroCAD and the Euro GBP, I would have been trading the euro twice, and in this case, price went against me. I would have lost not well, I lost 0.65%, but I could have lost more than 2% if I would have, traded both. But the EuroCAD, I don't know. Let's have a look. I would chart. Yeah, I remember this setup. Yeah, this is really looking very good to the long side. Let's have a look at the daily chart first, and actually the weekly, just to just to look at some levels. So here is the first level that I was looking at. This one right here, which is the level that and the reason that I was looking at this level is because here is where you can see buyers jumping in this market, right? Um, from these highs till these lows, this is the period in price action that sellers were in control, right? Now, these lows mean nothing to me, absolutely nothing. What's important here is this, the break of these previous highs that changes, the character in this market, and then that pullback towards this level where you can clearly see buyers taking control of this market. So this, my friends, is the key level that I'm looking at, I would be looking at on the EuroCAD, which is the level that, if we go here, that price is rejecting at the moment. So this is the daily chart, right? This is the daily chart. Um, just because we've had um, two flat monthly lows, that doesn't mean that this is a buy opportunity. First of all, what currency would I be trading here? The euro or the CAD? I don't know. This is a market that I don't trade very often, but I have on my watch list uh, because of this. If we look at a possible move towards the next key level, we're looking at a possible 5% move to the upside. That's massive, right? Um, but let's have a look at the 4-hour chart, actually. Let's see if we can actually find. So the 4-hour chart right here, the monthly range is quite wide, right? From May highs to May lows, we're talking about a 3% move to the downside. We're bouncing from May lows and April lows, but I don't see a settle. So look at the 2-hour chart, mates. So yeah, if you look at the structure in this market, right, from May highs uh, until June lows, which are this market is pretty much bearish, very, very bearish, right? So the level that I would want to see break is this one right here. It's the 135. Let's call it the 135.50, right? The 135.50. Even because even if we are seeing a rally. I'm sorry. I've been a very very sick the past week or so. I'm just making an effort to be here. So if we look at, if we consider this rally from the lows, right, which is could be a 1% rally, this is not bullish by any means, right? In the sense that um, even what we're seeing right now, of course, even if price comes to the weekly period and retests this level, this market is still on the midterm bearish, right? So there is no edge in buying on a bearish market, right? But if price breaks with this level here, is where I would look for some retests because of the opportunity to the upside to first targets, which would be this lows. We could be talking about let's have a look at a long position here. What? Mm, a 4R trade or so, which could be good. And, if we are really looking at a reversal, even higher, right? But not a buy for me still. Not a buy for me still. So the euro is really rallying. Yeah, the euro is really rallying. Right. There's going to be a ton of sellers trapped here in the euro. Let me show you this, right? Um, on the swing trade side of things, I was looking at possible shorts on the euro and on the pound, right? Same story. The euro on the pound retesting a massive levels. The euro is the one that I really like because it was retesting this previous or March lows, right? And you can see sellers jumping in at this retest. But right now, the euro looks like it's going at least to retest this previous broken nose and break to the upside. And if that happens, tons of traders are going to be trapped on the wrong side of this market. Yeah, I haven't. I didn't take that trade because I had no setup to do so. Right? It's important to follow your rules. For example, what I was looking at on the euro, I mean, I'm sorry because of these lines suck, but I'm going to remove those drawings. So what I was looking on the for possible shorts on the euro was a break of um, of these lows right here. That was going to be the zone that I was going to look for shorts. Why? Because of this. If you look at the previous broken highs, this is a massive level that the euro needs to break to the upside. And as you can see, this is the level that buyers are still jumping in. This looks extremely bullish still on the midterm. So yeah, no trade on the euro USD. Um, and who would want to trade, this choppy range? Right. I'm sorry, guys. This is me. I've been live for 40 minutes and my throat is really, really killing me at the moment. I'm sorry. I am going to log out, um, but I am back. I am back. Maybe not 100%, but from where I was, I feel pretty, pretty good. If you like what we do, just give us a like here on the video. I would appreciate that. If you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel. It's free and we do upload a ton of stuff every single day. And yeah, if you want to be part of the VIP team, there's a link below this video where you can join us. You can join the VIP team and you can also join the swing trading VIP group to get the full learn to trade experience, you know, um, and not only day trade but also swing trade. All right, Shamas, thank you again. Thank you guys for joining me. If you have any questions, just email support. I'm sorry. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.